cheeses, cured meats, fresh fruits, and gourmet bites. Perfect for corporate luncheons, weddings, parties, or any celebration that deserves a wow moment. They handle the details. You take the compliments. Book your Graze Table today at grazingouda.com. Grazing Gouda, because every event deserves to be savored.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
There's always a new experience to be had at Arbor Day Farm in Nebraska City. From events, adventures, wine tastings, or the Discovery Ride, you can never get tired of seeing what the property has to offer. Make a weekend out of it by staying at the Lead Lodge and enhance your stay with their special packages that include luxurious treatment. Learn more or book your adventure today online at arbordayfarm.org.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is the Adam Carricker Show.
Position right of the quarterback, out of the shotgun, 1st and 20. Jailbreak screen in the air. It is tipped. It is intercepted by Carricker at the Missouri 21-yard line.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, 8-year NFL vet and All-American defensive lineman Adam Carricker.
Shotgun snap to Everett. He's got the left arm going, and now he's got a whole lot of Adam Carricker who rips him down inside the 25-yard line.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Adam Carricker.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the Adam Carricker Show here on 93.7 The Ticket. I haven't done my normal intro. Welcome to the show, Diatribe, in a while. Jake, you ready?
I'm ready.
Did you see in one of the YouTube comments yesterday, somebody was like, that bad news thing caught me off guard. And then I realized they were just having fun with it. Did you see that yesterday?
I didn't see that.
I responded to that comment. That was pretty funny. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to the fastest hour in radio, the Adam Carricker Show. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, noon to 1 p.m. Central Time. What you're going to get, unique insight, unbridled honesty, and producer Jake and I are going to have a whole lot of fun in the process, including playing random bad news clips when it has nothing to do with any bad news. All right. You're also going to hear Husker sports, college football, and sports in general. We got 5 clips today. And then we're going to go through Dylan Raiola, Matt Rule, Rebecca Alec, Joel Klatt, college football picks. How much have I beaten you by now?
I think
Round up so I can feel good about things.
it was at least 3 games. It might be more by now.
All I heard was 33 or more. Something. That's what is that about right?
So you're 32-21, and I'm 28-25. So 4 game lead.
You remember when I started off 0-5?
Yes.
Oh, you sounded so annoyed. Have you picked out? I don't even know. I never know what the games are other than Nebraska. Have you picked out the games for this week yet?
Yeah, we've got some games ready.
All right, you're always going to hear us sports, college football, and sports in general. Got 5 clips to play, a lot of things to dive into. Nebraska versus USC. Dylan Raiola called this game a do-over game in his press conference earlier this week. And I quote, a do-over, end quote, game. And also, how does Nebraska go about beating USC? How does that happen? Before we dive into all that, as a former Husker and NFL player, I'm a bit of a health nut. Hydration and recovery start at home. That's why you should team up with Culligan of Lincoln. Soft water means better showers, cleaner dishes, and it protects your water heater and appliances. Their high-efficiency softener cuts salt and water usage. For drinking, make sure you add a Culligan reverse osmosis, bottled quality water right at your tap. Great taste, and it's certified to reduce tough contaminants like lead and PFAs. Right now, get up to $300 off a whole home system or just $9.95 a month for your first 3 months. Schedule your free water test at CulliganHuskers.com. That's CulliganHuskers.com. Culligan of Lincoln, water you love. Go Big Red. All right, before we dive into all this, big news in the Carricker house today. Shout out to my daughter, Trinity, who will probably hear this later on. She's at a splatter paint place while I do this show with Mom, making a mess, creating art, and having fun, but I'm sure they'll check it out later. Happy 13th birthday to my daughter, Trinity. We now have 3 teenagers in our house. Jake, you a praying man?
Yes, I am.
Oh, add us to your list.
All right.
At least 3 times. You know, I did this math when our youngest was born. So she is 8. So about 8 years ago, I was like, Ange, do you realize at some point we're going to have a senior in high school, a junior, a freshman, 2 7th graders, and we have twins, 2 7th graders and a 5th grader? Like, dude. Like, just keep adding more prayers for the Carricker family. We are blessed. We love it. But we could use your prayers all at the same time. Happy birthday to Trinity, 13th birthday. She is now a teenager as well. All right, you need to play the bad news thing because I do actually have, I don't know if it's bad news, but it's not going to make you happy. So let's kick off the show with that. Go ahead.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news. Bad news.
No better way to kick off a show than with some bad news, especially when it's a pregame prediction show, which is supposed to be uplifting and exciting. All right, and actually, Doug Duda, who does a show in Kearney, I'm a guest on his show once a week for about 15 minutes. They actually just relayed this to me. So if you don't like it, I give all credit to them. But here we go. Because I have a feeling this game's going to come down to the trenches. I have a feeling it's going to come down to running the ball and stopping the run. Jake, if that's the case, how do you feel about the game?
Not great.
So for a little bit of perspective, a couple of common opponents here. USC has played Michigan State, and they have played Michigan. We have played Michigan, and we have played Michigan State. USC outrushed Michigan and Michigan State combined by 292 yards. We got outrushed by Michigan and Michigan State combined by 264 yards.
Oof.
So as I look at the paper, it says USC rush yards comparison versus Michigan, Michigan State plus 292. Nebraska rush yards comparison versus Michigan, Michigan State minus 264. That's it. We should just end the show right there. There's nothing else to talk about. I mean, good.
News.
If you want some more bad news, I specifically went back to the Michigan game. Why? Because I'm a glutton for punishment. If you don't remember, they outrushed us, specifically Michigan, 286-43. And that is the same Michigan team that USC ran all over. Now, just remember, USC is better in the trenches. They're more physical than they've been since Lincoln Riley walked in the door. With all due respect, that's not really saying much. They go to Notre Dame, and Notre Dame ran all over them. In fact, we now have the only player in the Big Ten, one of only 2 Power 4 players to have over 1,000 all-purpose yards in Emmett Johnson. We have the Big Ten's number 2 rusher in the entire Big Ten Conference. And I know for a fact that they're very, very concerned about stopping Emmett Johnson. We are the 101st rushing team in the country. Okay, we're not towards the top in the country when it comes to stopping the run. So for me, a lot of this comes down to the run game. Our pass defense is number 2 in the country, been number 1 for most of the year. We have not faced a top 50 pass offense yet. USC is number 1, also number 1 in total yards. Is that doomsday? No. It means you have an opportunity to prove how good you really, really are. If you are really, really that good. It's an opportunity. That's how a competitor would see that. Conversely, we have one of the top 25, top 30 pass offenses in the country in our own right. And the number 2 completion percentage team in the entire country, only behind number 1 Ohio State. We're completing as a team 74% of our passes. And USC has the 80th ranked pass defense in the country. So it's there for our passing game. It's there for our pass defense to make an impact in this game. So as much as I'm talking about the rush game, the intriguing matchup is our pass offense versus their defense. Can we take advantage of it? Can we be better than 1 out of 10, like we are in our past 2 games combined when it comes to completing balls of 15 yards or more? Can we complete more of them? Can we stretch them vertically? Can we make them defend more of the field? They're not a great pass defense. At the same time, this is a legit opportunity for our pass defense to show how good they truly are. If they're going to do it, this is the time. This is the night. It's going to be like mid-40s, mid-30s. It was like 90 degrees earlier this week in California, in LA. I'm sure you've heard this. Lincoln Riley's 0-7 at USC when taking the Trojans across 2 time zones or more. So those things bid well for Nebraska. There's all sorts of intangibles here. I know. We got the 0-28 Nebraska versus our last 28 ranked opponents. Matt Rule's 3-25 versus AP ranked teams, yada, yada. There's so many intangibles here that go back and forth. At the end of the day, even though this is a former Pac-10, Pac-12 team versus a former Big 8, Big 12 team, at the end of the day, this game's going to be won like any other Big 10 game in November. Can you run the ball? Can you stop the run? That's what it's going to come down to. The other thing to remember, if you haven't heard this stat yet, in games, in Power 4 games where Emmett Johnson carries the ball at least 20 times, we're 3-0. In the 3 games where he did not carry the ball 20 times, we're 1-2. And in those 2 games that we lost, think about them, Michigan and Minnesota, Dylan Raiola was sacked more times in those 2 losses than in the other 6 games of the year combined. What's the common denominator? Did we get the ball to one of the best running backs in the country, in the Big 10? Probably our best all-around player. And did we make the defense respect the run game, or did we not? Otherwise, we should be able to take advantage of their pass defense, but if they don't respect the run game, they're just going to tee off. And by tee off, I mean get the sack totals ready. If we can run the ball and we can keep them off balance and just complete a couple of deep balls, that changes everything. But if they know, hey, they're not running the ball, hey, they can't stretch us vertically, well, let's put like 92 guys within about 15 yards, 10 to 5 yards of the ball, and they're going to have trouble. And then, hey, you guys try to set sack records. That's how I'd look at it if I was on defense as a USC player. But if we establish the run and we can get the play action pass going and we just threaten them vertically, complete 1 or 2 early on deep passes, just over 15 yards. Doesn't have to be 50 yards. That'd be great. Not mandatory, but awesome. Then it changes everything for the rest of the game. Defensively, it's interesting because Northwestern, I think I pointed this out earlier this week. Oh, man, we got to stop their run game. We got to stop Northwestern's run game. They average 190 yards a game on the ground. Ooh, all right. USC coming in. Do you know how many they average on the ground per game, Jake?
Like 200.
203. So everyone's so focused on the number 1 pass offense, number 1 total offense in the country, they rush the ball more for more yards per game than Northwestern. And I just told you what they did to Michigan and what they did to Michigan State. Michigan State's not very good. USC just went to Notre Dame, and they got owned in the trenches. Now, I will say this. Notre Dame has 2 losses this year by a combined 4 points to 2 teams that are going to end up being, A&M's already number 3 in the country, I believe. Miami's been number 2 or 3. I know they lost. But they're going to be top 5 seeds come the college football playoff final committee rankings. Troy Dannon already told me that. Shot me that note. Yeah, I've already got it slotted in, Adam. He just told me. Notre Dame's pretty good. They may be, when it comes to pure physicality, they're in the conversation, maybe the most physical team in the country when it comes to the trenches. When you got Jeremiah Love, who's just redonkulous, that helps. There's so many key matchups to watch. Our pass defense versus their pass offense. USC people believe that despite Caleb Williams was the number 1 overall draft pick, the Heisman Trophy winner. By the way, Lincoln Riley, of the last 8 Heisman Trophy winners, he's produced almost 50% of them. 3 of them. That's crazy. I don't even think that's legal. He's produced 3 number 1 overall draft picks in the last 8 years as well. And a Super Bowl MVP in Jalen Hurts and another Heisman finalist in Jalen Hurts. No college football coach has ever produced 3 number 1 overall NFL draft picks before. That's all exciting. Our number 1 pass defense for most of the year. What can Dillon do versus their 80th ranked pass defense? It's going to come down to running the ball. It's going to come down to 30, 40 degree weather. It's going to come down to an insane environment. It's going to come down to, can we keep them off balance, or at least make them respect the run game so they can't just tee off on our quarterback? Because we know there's no question. Oh, will that no, we know what happens. We've seen it enough. We've seen it enough against teams that don't have the athletes they do. And they're not like a phenomenal defense, but they're vastly improved. Since they took D'Anton Lynn from UCLA 2 years ago, vastly improved, but they're not some phenomenal defense. You can't be a phenomenal defense, have the 80th ranked pass defense in the country. But when you're the 128th team in the country when it comes to allowing sacks like we are, you better run the ball first. And as much as they throw the ball, as efficient as they are on offense, they're capable of big plays. Don't get me wrong. They're more efficient than they are dynamic offensively. A lot of that starts with being able to rush the ball for over 200 yards a game. If we can at least limit them under 150, would you consider that a success? Under 150? Like 149.4, so you can't even round up?
I think so. Now, they are a little bit banged up at running back.
Go ahead, talk about that.
So there is that. Wayman Jordan, their starting running back, has been out for a couple weeks, not expected to be in. Eli Sanders, one of their backups, also out. So they're down to King Miller, and King Miller's been good. I don't expect him to, to have a bad game. He's had some pretty good games so far, and it rushed for 158 against Michigan on nearly 9 yards a carry. So, I mean, he can go, and I expect that he will. Obviously, in my mind, I mean, part of it would be that, yes, that could be a success, but I mean, what are we talking about here? We're talking about the big runs. So if you hold them to 150 throughout the game steadily, sure. But if you have 150 and you do, for the most part, hold them down, but give up 2 long touchdown runs, that could bury you.
Michigan. We held Michigan under 4 yards a carry, but they had, and I remember 37-yard run by Bryce Underwood, a 54-yard touchdown run. And I believe this, dude, I'm not looking at notes. This is recall, so I hope I'm right. I believe a 75-yard touchdown run down the left side of the field. That's what killed us. They could not consistently run the ball. We don't have to be consistently running the ball when you can gash teams like that. That's a phenomenal point. So they are short. They don't have a whole lot of running back depth. And it's about the big runs. That's a great point. You got anything else to add to that?
No, I mean, so it's going to be looking out for them. I think when you look at the matchups, like you said, I think most of them are going to favor USC, unfortunately. I mean, it makes it hard to tuck yourself in, at least in my mind, to a Nebraska win. Obviously, that pass defense that we're talking about, number 2 versus number 1, that's an incredible matchup. But, I look at where, so USC is a little bit banged up there. Where I'm worried about is the opposite of where Nebraska's banged up. I know this is kind of going on in a different route here, but we know that sacks have been a problem. Number 15 in the nation, USC comes in averaging 3 sacks per game. And Nebraska's basically down to 2 offensive tackles that have played, right? And so, one of those, I'll say, with Elijah Pritchett, though he played well last game, is at least due for a high-profile mistake, if you want to put it that way, more often than not. So, I mean, I think there's just a lot of in the stat category that's going to be difficult for Nebraska to overcome. But you don't have to play them the whole season. You got to play them today, right? I mean, you have to play them tomorrow. So, throw that out. But matchup-wise, I think USC's an advantage there. The other one I wanted to ask you about, and maybe it's not fair because most of these were up-and-coming Baylor against Oklahoma, but Matt Rule 0-5 against Lincoln Riley. Do you think does that factor into your thought process, all these numbers we're throwing around?
When you say 0-5, what does that mean?
5 chances to beat Lincoln Riley, one-on-one, head-on-head. Baylor versus Oklahoma was 0-4, then lost last year at USC.
I thought you said like 0-5, like Odin 5. I was like, Odin 5, like a 5-knuckle shuffle, or what are we talking about here? Oh, 0-5. I much prefer the 0-7 Lincoln Riley going 2+ time zone away.
Right, yeah.
I like that. There's things that got to give here. Like something's got to give. Lincoln Riley and USC on the road, how we've done versus ranked teams. I mean, I've got the quote somewhere. I'm just going to paraphrase and roll with it. Troy Dannon yesterday, it was exciting. I think a good thing. extending Matt Rule for stability. I think we are building. I can't help but wonder if we're going to be significantly better in year 4, like I said yesterday, versus Matt Rule typical year 3 jump. I'd be okay with that. Still got to get to 8 wins. I'm not moving the goalposts like Jake. Just get to a bowl game. That's success. No, it's not. No, it's not. Not against this schedule, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not moving the goalposts. You want to rebuttal real quick? I don't want to.
Well, I would
Throw you
not
out there,
necessarily saying it's a successful season. I was saying the very bottom of showing progress is legitimately
That's
having
not progress.
back-to-back bowl seasons.
No,
Back-to-back bowl seasons is not progress.
No.
Over
like
9 years of not doing it.
Is a tie progress?
I think consistently showing you can go to bowl games is progress. It's not what I expect or what I want, and I don't think Nebraska fans would be happy if they lose their final 5 games of the year. I'm just saying it's very much at least something that hasn't been done since Bo Pelini. Nobody's been to back-to-back bowl games. Well, I guess Mike Riley was with a 5-7 record.
Bad News Bach came out there for a second.
Sorry, yeah. Keep his ugly head once in a while.
We can debate that after the game on USC, after the game on Monday after USC about progress and what's successful and what's not. I just wanted to give you a little crap, to be honest with you. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, Troy Dannon. He talked about, because Matt Rule's 18 and 15 overall here at Nebraska. And if you do a little bit of math, that means he's under 500 versus Big Ten teams. Okay. So you get the extension, all this and that. Now, we talked about why the deal was good for Nebraska yesterday. So go back and check out that show if you missed it. And it was a good thing. It was something that needed to happen. We dialogued that yesterday. But Troy Dannon said, well, it's different when you start on third base. And I'm paraphrasing, but essentially what he said is different when you start on third base than you're trying to build something from scratch. And this is his 3rd time building something from scratch. And I thought 2 things. I thought, number 1, that's a good point. I thought, number 2, he hasn't built it yet. So we don't know that it's built. So don't act like he's done it 3 times. He's done it twice and is in the process of doing it 3 times. Hence, while it was a good thing that he was what took place yesterday, I'm not going to change my mind on that. That's why some folks were a little bit like, okay, what has he done to actually earn that outside of supply and demand type deal? Okay, so there's a fair question. That was his response. I thought it was a good response. My only caveat was he hasn't done it yet here. To your point, I said this at the beginning of the year. Mathematically, if we beat USC and we beat Iowa and Iowa's rolling, we could be in the CFP conversation. Don't laugh. Stop laughing. Okay, if you're laughing, stop laughing. Because mathematically, it's possible. It's just as possible we could finish under 500. Jake just predicted we were going to lose our last 5 games, and then he said we were going to lose the bowl game. Did you say that? Isn't that what you said?
I said he could.
And then we could end up under 500. It's all mathematically possible right now. So he's in the process of building it. I think it may take another year to kind of come into fruition a little bit more. All right. We haven't played a single clip yet. You got a short one we can play? Do the Matt. I don't know. Just pick one. I like it when you surprise me. You got a short one? Whatever it is, surprise me.
Let's see. Let's go with let's get Holgerson's take on the crowd this week.
I like it.
Been in games like this where the crowd makes magical moments, and so I can't tell you how fired up I am for it. Night game, and I've been here for a night game on the other sideline. Back when I was at Texas Tech, we came up here twice. One of them was that night. I think it was in the 2000 or 2001, and man, I remember that to this day.
I know. Like, they really want it to be rocking. And somebody said, I forget who it was. Somebody on X posed a question earlier this week. Is this the biggest home game Nebraska's had since Miami? Was that 2014? I would still argue Colorado last year. People view that game differently now because of what happened afterwards. Do we put too much into it? No, you got to be able to play more than one red hot game of the year. Good Lord. I never understood that, which is why we didn't talk about it much here on this show. I still think if you lose that Colorado game, I mean, that's a big deal. But we won. I don't want people to take it for granted. This is unequivocally possibly the biggest opportunity Nebraska's had at home. Because remember, we played Illinois ranked last year. We were ranked. They were ranked. That would have been the first ranked versus ranked matchup in Memorial Stadium in umpteen years. Had we won that would have been big. But we lose. So we kind of forget about it. But I would say the biggest opportunity since that Miami game, because you get so many monkeys off your back. I keep talking about these stupid monkeys on our back. Let's keep getting them off our back. We'll have another opportunity at the frosty, icy, surrender, whatever whites at some point, maybe. By the way, most people's reaction when I ask them, hey, what do you think of the all-black uniforms? I'll tell you after I see how they play Saturday. It's going to have a huge impact. That's all people care about. The fans can have such an impact. They weren't able to get into the game versus Michigan. 2 drives where we could have scored. We didn't come away with any. Then it was 10-0. They never could fully get into that game. If something happened, we had the pick 6 early on versus Colorado. We had a couple big plays versus Miami. If we start fast, I'm telling you right now, as a former player, I don't think it's going to rattle USC like they just played at Notre Dame and all that. I don't think they're going to get rattled. Maeva's an experienced quarterback. Riley's an experienced coach. But the effect it can have on their communication can be huge. The effect it can have on Nebraska's players. I loved, like, at away games, the silence of an away crowd, like when I was at their home stadium, was deafening, and I love that. But nothing matches your home crowd going crazy. Like, I use the video game analogy sometimes. Like, let's say I were to play today, and I was an 85 overall, and I show up as an 85 overall. It's not an up day. It's not a down day. That crowd goes crazy. I'm not going to lie to you. I would run around feeling like all of a sudden I'm like a 91, 92, 93. Like, it can have such an impact. That's what Holgerson wants. That's what Rule wants. They have flat out said, if you aren't wearing black, they're going to put trash bags over you. Like, or they're going to kick you out of the stadium. I don't know how serious they are about that, but like, they want this thing to be electric.
I think that was like an AI video.
Who knows? Like, they're going to have black on the end zones. I've already seen it. I still say do the skull and crossbones at midfield, but I believe the N is black now.
Yep.
Like, I love that. Let's see. From John Butler, and I quote, I would ask every single Husker fan who's going to be at that game to be as loud and crazy and disruptive as they can be. You need every bit of help you can get, and I think that's it right there, end quote. I think not the every bit of help you can get, end quote. That's it. The crowd can be a difference maker, especially if they get in the game early on. I think Colorado was soft, and I think they were taken out of that game right away. I don't think USC is going to be like that, but I think you can have a positive impact on Nebraska's players to a degree that hasn't been felt since the first half of that Colorado game. And I will mention this, there's going to be 60 recruits. There could be 60 recruits in Lincoln this weekend, possibly, including, I believe, the number 1 tight end in the country. I think Ahmad Hudson said he was going to be here on X. I'm pretty sure that's what I saw. So the effect it can have on recruiting, like, this may be the single biggest recruiting weekend. I know Michigan was huge, but depending on how things go, this could be even bigger this weekend. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will play some more clips, dive into this good stuff, make college football predictions, whine and complain about preseason rankings along with Joel Klatt. When we come back, don't go anywhere.
Hungry for something real? Come to HF Crave, Lincoln's favorite spot for burgers that are anything but basic. Locally sourced Nebraska beef, hand-cut fries, and bold flavors that'll make your taste buds cheer. Whether you're craving the classics or ready to try something wild, they've got the burger that gets you. HF Crave. Fresh, local, craveable. Find them at 48th and Holdridge or order online at hfcrave.com.
There's always a new experience to be had at Arbor Day Farm in Nebraska City. From events, adventures, wine tastings, or the Discovery Ride, you can never get tired of seeing what the property has to offer. Make a weekend out of it by staying at the Lead Lodge and enhance your stay with their special packages that include luxurious treatment. Learn more or book your adventure today online at arbordayfarm.org.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Hi, Sean Callahan here, and I've got some great news for you. Copple Chevrolet GMC is proud to be the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln metros. Copple is also celebrating its 50th anniversary. We want to say thank you to all of our customers that have helped us reach these milestones. So come see why so many customers, including myself, are choosing Copple Chevrolet GMC for their automotive needs. Please check us out at copplecars.com.
From the chant of Husker Power to Allo Fiber powering your home and Husker Nation, Allo is the teammate you can trust. Whether you're streaming at home with Allo Internet, watching on the go with DirecTV through Allo, or checking stats and scores on Allo Mobile, Allo keeps you in the game. Bench the other guys and team up with the official Internet, TV, and mobile partner of the Huskers. Go Gig Red. Visit allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
This is the Adam Carricker Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Adam Carricker Show, presented by our good friends at Suizo Construction, where safety isn't just a policy, it is a promise. Suizo is hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back on and off the job site. Apply today at Suizo.com. 40 years strong business. Suizo Construction. Again, that's Suizo.com. SCHWISOW.com. Hour 2, the hour of the Adam Carricker Show, the fastest hour in radio, is sponsored by our good friends at Hamilton Telecommunications, bringing you the latest in quality technology and communication services since 1901. Learn more about their residential and business services at HamiltonTel.com. That's HamiltonTel.com. All right, just thumbing through some of my notes here. There are some people in USC who are very doubtful that USC is going to win this game. They're doubtful because of the cold weather. They're doubtful because, USC went halfway across the country, played at Illinois, an Illinois team that, they're decent, but they got dog walked by Indiana. I called it the massacre in Bloomington the following Monday, and they lost by about 50. I'm not even exaggerating. It was like 63-10 or something like that. And then they lost by 2 or 3 touchdowns to a good Washington team, but nothing special. A Washington team that got 6 points versus a pretty good Ohio State D, but they didn't cross midfield till the second half. USC is beatable, and I think fans get nervous in Trojan land when they venture outside of the state of California, when they play in cold weather and they go across multiple time zones. All right. A fan sent this to me, and the whole tweet was, and I quote, "If we die, we die," end quote. Easy for us to say, but I like it. So kind of following along what Nebraska's done in 3 years so far under Matt Rule. All right, 18-15 record, 2 bowl appearances. We are bowl eligible already. 1 bowl win, 3 weeks ranked in the AP poll, 6 one-score wins. Nebraska in the 6 years prior to Rule, we were 23-45, 0 bowl appearances, 2 weeks in the AP poll, 9 one-score wins. We had that many? Oh, I didn't even think it was that many. Hey, Jake, don't take the wrong job, right? What up, Brian Kelly? How you doing, too? I hate it when people deflect things. Anyways, I digress. Matt Rule did say this. Because you remember when Devaney said, what did he say? Something to the effect of, I want to win so many games that the NCAA investigates us or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
It was along those lines. Here's what Matt Rule said yesterday, I quote, "My goal is to win enough games here and retire, and people are nice to me at the gas station." End quote. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, when you see random people at the gas station, the grocery store, for those that still go inside the grocery store, just out in public at church, I get it. Like, I get it. People are going to treat you based on how they feel about you, whether they know nothing of you. It's just how the team is doing or what you've said about the team. Like, I totally get it. Special teams doing really, really well. Nebraska ranks, let's see, top 20 in it's 5 statistical categories. All right, we have 3 block kicks on the year, which puts us top 5, I believe 5th in the country. Punt return defense, we're 3rd. Punt return average, we're 3rd. All right, kickoff return defense, we're top 15, specifically right at 14th. And let's see, kick return average, we're 3rd in the country. Punt return average, we are 19th in the country. So including kick return average, 3rd in the country. Hope that made sense. All right, didn't butcher it too bad. Emmett Johnson. 78.9% of the Huskers' rush yards so far this year he's accounted for. That is the 4th highest total since 2011 in the Big Ten. I did see quarterback grades here for the Big Ten. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, the top 10 quarterback grades. Would you be surprised if I told you that Dillon isn't graded as one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the Big Ten? According to what I'm looking at anyways.
I'd be a little surprised by that.
Julian Sain, Dante Moore, Jaden Maeva, Fernando Mendoza. No surprises by any of those, even being the top 4. Ethan Callie McManus. He's still playing. Okay. Desmond Williams at Washington. Malik Washington at Maryland. Ryan Brown. I was like, Purdue. Okay. Mark Gronowski. Really? With his start? And then Luke Altmaier at Illinois. According to this, those are the top 10 graded quarterbacks in the Big Ten this year. I was a little bit, not going to lie, I was quite a bit surprised by that. And you go back to Emmett. His rushing grades, according to our good friends and reliable sources at Pro Football Focus, never question them at all. An 86 rushing grade. All right. 837 rush yards on the season, which is 3rd. 44 missed tackles forced. He had 10 last weekend, which was the most of any back in the country. 44 on the season, which is 3rd most in the country. And 24 explosive runs, which is 15 yards or more, which is 2nd in the country. Did you realize it was quite that good?
I wouldn't have realized 2nd in the country, no.
I wouldn't have realized the explosive run part. The missed tackles, yeah, that tracks. The rushing grade overall, yeah, that tracks. It was the explosive runs. I don't remember that many, but I'm happy to hear there were that many.
Boy, talk about breaking tackles, though, too. He's turned another gear to that kind of, what is that, a jump cut or whatever you describe it?
Oh, dude, it's very impressive. The man runs with violence and hate in his heart towards the defense, and I'm here for it. All right, this is according to Cam Meller on X. Big Ten defensive line grades. We're not going to go through all of them. Where do you think Nebraska ranks?
12th?
Indiana's number 1 at 98.1. Good Lord almighty. Because number 2 is Michigan at 85. That's a drop-off right there. It's like Indiana than everybody else. Nebraska is at 16th out of 18 teams. Purdue and UCLA are behind us. The grades, according to this anyways, are 73.1. All right, let's see what else we got here. I know we do have some clips to get to as well. We may have to go rapid fire on that. You been watching the World Series at all?
When it doesn't last till 1:30 in the morning, yeah.
Game 5 winner. Game 5 is tonight. Is that correct?
Yeah. Our game 6 tonight, right?
Oh, that's right. I forgot that the Jays won the other night. Then they had the travel day. Game 6 is tonight. Dude, I've been all over the place the past couple days. Game 5 winner, so this bodes well for the Jays, of a series that's tied 2-2, wins 67% of the time. They just got to win one of the next 2 games. The odds are severely in their favor. That's going to happen. You know, when people tell me how dominant the SEC is or how deep the SEC is, I get it. But this was interesting. Missouri, Big 8, Big 12, has as many 11-win seasons since joining the SEC as all the following teams combined. LSU, Texas A&M, it's a little bit of a cheat because they're obviously former Big 12. Ole Miss, Arkansas, Mississippi State, Kentucky, and Vanderbilt. I mean, okay. I'll move on then. Jake gave me no reaction. Nebraska.
Sorry, I was trying to figure out if it was you hitting I thought there was like dripping.
I was
water
tapping my finger like a teacher waiting for the pupil to respond, and I got nothing.
Sorry, yeah.
It ended up backfiring because it just distracted you. All right. Nebraska has more than doubled its average punt return yardage from 2024 to 2025 and almost quadrupled it from 2023. 2023 was 3 yards per return. 2024 is 5.1 yards per return, and this year it's 11.3. All right, let's see what else we got here. I took this off a USC message board, uscfootball.com. Let's see. USC football needs right now for a staff that doesn't seem able on its own to get teams ready for the big physical road challenges where an opponent knows that if it punches USC in the mouth, the Trojans will retreat quickly or quietly back to their corner. I literally just said they won't wilt under pressure, and then their own, of course, you know how objective certain people can be. What are your thoughts quickly when you hear something like that from their own fan base?
Well, I get it. I mean, we of course, we're all focused in on what Nebraska has and hasn't done, mostly hasn't done, right? And so, we kind of think, okay, this is going to go similar to that. But USC's got a similar thing going on this year. You've talked about it. Last year, they went on the road, lost to Minnesota, went on the road, lost to Maryland. Those are games they probably should have won, but didn't. They've not been a good road team. So it is understandable at this point to, again, it's like everything on paper, most things on paper, I should say, line toward USC maybe winning this game, but that's happened before and they've blown these games.
You make a great point. Last year, we were 2-4 in one-score losses. They were 0-5 in one-score games, I should say. 0-5. And I remember that goal line stand at Minnesota that cost them the game, and the Gophers beat them. I thought this was interesting because you go by ranked wins. Well, what about bias in the polls and all that good stuff? The only team in the nation with at least 4 wins versus FBS opponents that currently have a winning record, which has nothing to do with bias, a little bit of strength of schedule too, is Ohio State and Indiana tied with 5. Nobody else is even close. Alabama's 3rd, and they're not even close to 5. All right, USC averages 530 yards of total offense a game. Nebraska hasn't allowed 400 or more yet in a game. Like, there's some things that have got to give in this game. Something's going to give on multiple aspects. All right, there are 7 Power 4 schools Nebraska has never beaten that they have played. All right, now we played BYU once, Duke once, Georgia Tech once, Houston once, Ole Miss once, Stanford once. USC is the school where we are 0-5-1 against them. So that's the one that really sticks out because you played them more than once, haven't beat them. It would be really nice to get a 1 in that 1-5-1 column and then start to build on that a little bit. Let's see what else we got here real quick. All right, let's play the clip of Dylan. So Dylan said, and you'll hear it here, Dylan calls Saturday's game versus USC, and I quote, a do-over, end quote, RAIOLA, end quote, I believe God is saying, here is another opportunity. Let's see what you go do with it, end quote. Go ahead and roll that clip.
For do-overs like this to happen, Minnesota, we got a do-over last week with the same situation. And in some ways, we have a similar situation coming in this week with a, ranked opponent on national TV like we did in week 4. And I mean, just those don't happen often, especially in this game of football. So, I believe God's saying, here's another opportunity to see what you go do with it. So we're grateful for this opportunity we have.
That's exactly what it could be, because had we beaten Michigan, that would have been a statement game, and people would have viewed Nebraska different, and we would have been ranked, and we would have been starting to enter some other conversations, despite the butt ugliness that was the Minnesota game. And honestly, some of the ugliness that has taken place in other games, they have found a way to win, which is something we've not done here consistently. And it's a very young team. You beat USC. And all of a sudden, it's kind of like what would have happened after the Michigan game, at least to a degree. Now, it probably would have been more after the Michigan game because we would have been undefeated at that point. Okay, we will be 7-2, which is still pretty good. But it is a do-over. It is a second chance. All right, pick a clip and roll with it. Not Klatt, not volleyball. What's the other one? Is that Butler?
Yeah.
Go with Butler.
Hey, let's get past. We're Nebraska nice. I get all that, but let's have a real game day environment.
Obviously, you play at home in front of our crowd.
in front of our people, in a night game.
And, it gives us even more juice. So, having home field advantage is an advantage.
I would ask every single Husker fan that's going to be at the game to be as loud and as crazy and as disruptive as they can be, because we're going to try to do the same with how we play.
It'll be one of those games that we'll remember down here for a long time.
Dude, leave Nebraska nice at the door. That doesn't mean you go all Colorado fan on people, but leave Nebraska nice at the door. All right, when we come back, we'll do our college football picks of the week. See if Jake can make a little comeback on me here. He knows the games and I don't. He's been studying the entire show. I know. He's just been over there taking notes, studying. He knows the over-unders, the spreads. He knows everything. Don't you, Jake?
I do know those, yeah.
I was joking, but apparently you do. I do think this is worth mentioning. 51 people competed to be Miss USA. This is a week ago, last Friday. And the winner was Miss Nebraska USA. I thought that was cool. Pretty cool, worth mentioning. All right. We did have Caitlin Halverson, Lincoln East High's own, on this show about a month or two ago. And she has competed at nationals for Miss Teen USA this year as well. So she's building some pretty cool things. Man, it's going to be fun, the atmosphere. And I saw this from Michael Severe on X. I thought this was pretty cool. Bill Murray was at the game. Oh, that's awesome. Michael Severe's mom was 89 years old and went to her first Husker game last Saturday. I thought that was pretty freaking cool. Bill Murray, you're almost as cool as Michael Severe's mom. All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Bonsall Pool & Spa's annual Spooktacular sale is here. Now through November 1st, get an extra $1,000 off hot tubs at an already low sale price and get $500 off the already low sale prices on infrared and traditional saunas. All hot tub water care products and accessories are also for sale for the Spooktacular sale, now through November 1st at Bonsall Pool & Spa at 33rd and Highway 2. Call for more info at 402-488-0148 or visit bonsallpool.com.
Make your next event unforgettable with Grazing Gouda, your local artists and experts in charcuterie and grazed tables. From boardrooms to ballrooms, they turn gatherings into experiences with stunning spreads of artesian cheeses, cured meats, fresh fruits, and gourmet bites. Perfect for corporate luncheons, weddings, parties, or any celebration that deserves a wow moment. They handle the details. You take the compliments. Book your graze table today at GrazingGouda.com. Grazing Gouda, because every event deserves to be savored.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at SartorHeyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Hungry for something real? Come to HF Crave, Lincoln's favorite spot for burgers that are anything but basic. Locally sourced Nebraska beef, hand-cut fries, and bold flavors that'll make your taste buds cheer. Whether you're craving the classics or ready to try something wild, they've got the burger that gets you. HF Crave. Fresh, local, craveable. Find them at 48th and Holdridge or order online at hfcrave.com.
Hi, everybody. Charlie Stone back again with Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, there are so many great things to talk about right now. Let's start with new and pre-owned vehicles.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, we're all excited those days of inventory shortages are behind us. Right now, we have more than 400 new Hondas to choose from and over 125 pre-owned with just about any make or model in stock.
I know certified pre-owned Hondas are a very important part of your dealership. Tell us about certified, Andy.
We always have a great selection of certified pre-owned Hondas in stock in like new condition, and they also come with a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
How about service?
You know, our amazing service department not only services Hondas, but we service just about any make, and we are one of the largest tire dealers in the state. Look us up the next time you need tires on your car.
Experience the best at the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time.
savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left at once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is the Adam Carricker Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Boom! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Adam Carricker Show. This is going to be a jam-packed last segment. All right, real quick, before we dive into that, I want to give a shout-out to Mulberry Barbecue. The Ticket, the Adam Carricker Show on The Ticket is sponsored by our good friends at Mulberry Barbecue, now with 2 numero dos locations at 11th and Cornhusker and 61st and Apples Way, right off of Highway 2. Both locations are open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, try their burn-in sandwich, a brisket burrito, barbecue nachos, full slab of chicken. Get incredible sides and get fueled for lunch today at Mulberry Barbecue. Again, located at 11th and Cornhusker and 61st and Apples Way, just off of Highway 2 by Lowe's. All right, we got a couple of clips to get to. We got volleyball stuff to get to. We got picks to get to. Let's light this candle. Go with volleyball first, my friend.
Yeah, it's an accolade, but it's nothing more than an Instagram post. Doesn't decide if you won the national championship or a conference title or anything. Becoming fixated on the outcome has never, ever worked in anyone's favor. So just staying in the moment is huge. And a big takeaway that I have from John Cook, like just coaching me over the last few years, he almost used to come with a little bit of an attitude when we were ranked number 1. He was like, so you think you guys can just coast this week because you're ranked number 1? Just this and that at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, it's an accolade, but it's nothing more than an Instagram post. Doesn't decide if you won the national championship or a conference title or anything. So it's something to be cool and like, oh yeah, that's nice, but it doesn't determine your win on Friday or Saturday night. So when it comes down to sets, if we drop a set, okay, they probably earned it or we weren't playing very well. But it's just being mature about it. Like, yeah, sometimes teams are going to win sets, sometimes they don't. And so it's like, just focus on what you can control. I think Tareya hit the nail on the head about this question last week. Like, we don't really pay attention to that stuff. We're not really doing it for the flash factor. Again, we just want to play high-level volleyball, execute the things that we should be executing, but also having a lot of fun.
So she was kind of asked about some of the things that are out there. Like if you look right now, Nebraska volleyball has a 99.3% chance to win the Big Ten Conference and a 60%, it's grown since the last time we chatted about this, a 60% chance to go undefeated. So kind of just, it's not about the outcome. You know, Tony Romo would talk about back in the day embracing the process. Like Nebraska hasn't dropped a set in a volleyball match since September 16th versus Creighton, but that's not what it's about. I remember Bill Belichick, the year, like any year that the Patriots were doing really, really well, the better they did, the harder they practiced and the more harsh he was on the team. Randy Moss talked about that. I think it was the year they went 18-0 and then ended up losing in the Super Bowl. But like there's something to be said for the better you're doing, the more demanding you need to be. If you're having a really harsh season, it's almost kind of demanding, but the coach needs to be understanding, again, in a demanding way, but understanding, because that's how you keep people engaged both ways, whether you're having success or not. Also, Nebraska is number 1 in hitting percentage in the nation right now at .332. And the Huskers defense is number 2 in the country with a .112 opponent hitting percentage. And when it comes to Husker faithful and the Husker Nation, Nebraska leads the attendance leaders in the NCAA for volleyball per match, 8,600. On the road, they're number 2. Number 2, playing in other states in the country when it comes to attendance per matches. Number 1 is Nebraska at home. On the road, it's over 8,000 per match. Then number 3 is Wisconsin at home at 7,900. So Nebraska is number 1 at home, number 2 on the road. So that's kind of crazy there as well. All right, go ahead and roll that Joel Klatt clip.
Why is one team ranked and one team not ranked? Okay, and I think it has to do with
Pause real quick.
And where you're at.
So this is why Texas is ranked 20th and Iowa's not ranked, even though they have identical records, and flat out, Iowa's looked more impressive this year. So go ahead.
Where you start and where you're at now. Texas was the number 1 team in the country, and we thought that they were going to be incredible, and we had that huge game at Ohio State. It was great. Iowa started as the 44th ranked team in the country. If you look at all the teams receiving votes, all the way down, 44th ranked team in the country. And here they are, they're both 6-2. Now, Iowa is not ranked right now. And I started thinking to myself, like, why is Iowa not ranked? They just thumped Minnesota. It's a good football team. They were just tied in the 4th quarter with Indiana, who we think is the number 2 team in the country, and everybody else does too. They were tied with them, 13-13, with like a minute 50 left in the game in Kinnick. Their other loss was on a last-second field goal at Iowa State in a rivalry game on the road. Meanwhile, Texas, they're 6-2. They beat Kentucky and they beat Mississippi State, 2 bottom-tier teams. Close wins, overtime against Mississippi State and Kentucky. Their losses are Ohio State and Florida, and candidly, not particularly close. Now, I know the Ohio State one looks like a 1-possession game. That's really a 2-possession game. It's 14-0 until late into the 4th quarter, and Ohio State didn't do anything on offense to try to push the envelope. Florida beat Texas handily. Meanwhile, Iowa, they have a close win against Penn State. It's kind of the way they play. Last-second field goal loss to Iowa State on the road. And their other loss is Indiana. Tied 13-13 with a minute 50 to go in that game. Preseason ranking 44, preseason ranking number 1. So one team's ranked number 20 in the country, one team's unranked.
So
is it because of the preseason rankings or is it because of narrative?
There it is. Is it because of the preseason rankings? So you look at the preseason top 10. Number 1 was Texas. They have not looked good this year at all. Number 2, Penn State. Season is Dunsky. Coach is fired. Number 3, Ohio State. Not doing bad. Clemson, Dunsky. Their coach basically said, fire me if you want. I'll go somewhere else and win in a press conference about a month ago. Georgia, I mean, they're doing okay. They're going to be in the conversation. You got Notre Dame. You got Oregon. You got Alabama. Nobody there is really blowing it out the water. All those teams except for Oregon have 2 losses already. They're going to be in the CFP. LSU, number 9, fired. You got Miami. They're doing pretty good. If you go one spot lower, Arizona State. Jeff Sims is going to be their starting quarterback the rest of the year. With all due respect, that doesn't bode incredibly well. Almost 40% of the preseason top 11 teams, like Dunsky. It's fired coaches, below 500 records. It's crazy. The preseason rankings, I don't know. I've always said I like them for entertainment purposes. I may be switching my position on this because it's becoming so bad. And it's affecting now how teams are ranked as the CFP gets closer. Texas has the more talented roster. Iowa's looked like the better football team and ain't even close. Texas had to go to double overtime to beat a bad Kentucky team. Meanwhile, one of Iowa's losses, nobody's come close to Indiana this year. They beat on the road in Eugene, Oregon by double digits. They had them tied with just a few minutes to go versus Indiana. Like they have looked, and I know we're going to play them soon. It's an opportunity. We'll see what happens. But man, I think Iowa should be rated ahead of Texas. They're not even ranked, and Texas is top 20. The preseason rankings and the SEC bias just runneth wild, in my humble opinion. All right, Jake, we got to do picks. What you got, my friend?
All right, we got some good ones this week. Number 9, Vanderbilt at number 20, Texas. You just mentioned them. Clearly don't respect them. $142 to get in. Texas, though, favored by 3.5.
See, I don't like that Vanderbilt's played so many tough opponents recently. Of course, Texas makes every game into a tough opponent, seemingly. I'm going to go with Vanderbilt, but man, this game makes me nervous. It makes me real nervous. I just don't think Texas is good, but this might be a little bit of a dip game for Vandy. That's what makes me nervous. I'm going to go with the Commodores anyways.
I do like that pick. However, it is at Texas, so I do think the Longhorns get the win. Still, Longhorns down. Oklahoma at Tennessee this week. Number 18, Oklahoma at number 14, Tennessee. $269 to get in. Tennessee favored by 2.5. Of course, Josh Heupel, former quarterback for Oklahoma.
Won a national title in 2000, runner-up in the Heisman Trophy that year to Chris Winkie, who they beat in the Orange Bowl, 13-2, mind you. For the national championship, I'll take Tennessee.
I like Oklahoma on the road to get that win.
Dude.
There's a lot of interesting games this week.
Okay.
Cincinnati, Cincinnati, Utah, another one. Cincinnati, number 17, Utah, number 24, $74 to get in. Utah favored by 10.5.
What?
Yeah, big favorites.
Where's it at? Utah?
Utah, yeah.
Oh. I don't like that spread.
Now, Cincinnati's running back, they're starting running backs out, but their backup was still pretty good.
I'm going to go with Utah. I'm not going to lie. I was going to say Cincinnati until I heard the spread. Give me Utah at home, I guess.
I'm sticking with Cincinnati.
Wow.
I'm mostly picking against you to catch up.
I see that. Or the gap is going to widen. One or the other.
That's right. These are all ranked opponents. Then I found one that maybe only intrigues me, but I'm interested in what you think. Mississippi State riding a 16-game SEC losing streak against Arkansas, who's riding a 7-game SEC losing streak. The last time Arkansas won an SEC game was against Mississippi State last year. Wow. So now Mississippi State at Arkansas. Arkansas favored by 4.5. Only $9 to get in. Like I said, maybe I'm only interested in this one, but I think it's a tough one to pick.
That's a great poll right there, dude. That's a great poll on picking that game for us to pick. I'm gonna go Mississippi State.
Finally, we agree. I think the Bulldogs do break that as well.
Right.
And then it comes down to Nebraska and USC.
I haven't picked against Nebraska all year. They've only been an underdog twice. It's only the second time. When it comes down, I said in the beginning of the show, I think it comes down to the trenches. And that's the part that makes me nervous until I see more consistency on both sides. There's talent. There's experience on the O-line. There's youth and explosiveness and athleticism on the D-line. But until I see consistency, which we just haven't seen, it's not like USC's some mollywhopper in the trenches here, but they've shown more consistency. So I'm going to unfortunately hope that I'm wrong. I'd be happy to be wrong on Monday, sitting here talking about a Nebraska win on a Victory Monday, hopefully. In the meantime, I'm going to pick the bad guys. They're the bad guys because I'm picking them. It's the men of Troy.
I agree with you. That's all I'll say.
I'm going to switch Texas, by the way.
Are you?
I don't like that spot for Vandy. Just too many tough games in a row. So give me Gag Me You. Go Big Red. And always remember to throw the bones.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Husker